Thanks very much, Les. Hello.
You were up and out early?
Got a big day. I have a few appointments, but I should be back by early this evening.
Oh?
We're going to collect Dark Star. Have him here for your birthday tomorrow.
We're going to collect Dark Star.
Oh, yes. You don't think I'm going to let you face Frank on your own again, do you?
Neil, I don't want you to get involved in all this.
Too late. I did that several weeks ago when I told you I loved you. This time, Kim, we're going to Home Farm together. I think Dark Star will be happy enough here, don't you?
I'm sure. Thank you. Look, before we go through with this tonight, I don't want any violence.
No, it won't come to that.
I mean it, Neil. I won't stand for any ridiculous macho behaviour. And if Frank starts anything, we leave, OK?
OK. OK.
So, when will we go?
Oh, I thought about 7-ish. May as well leave it until it's well and truly dark.
I hate this. I mean, here I am behaving like some kind of thief. It's my horse. My horse. Should be able to go in there and take what's rightfully mine. It's not. There's no sign of life. Maybe Frank's out.
Maybe, but we'd better be very quiet.
Come on, then.
Wait a second. Make sure no one's heard us. Maybe we should muffle Dark Star's hooves, huh?
Neil, I think you're enjoying this.
Come on, then.
Aesthetic.
This is madness.
What is?
Tiptoeing around the grounds of my own home.
Well, you can blame Frank for that.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Come on. Let's get on with it. All right. Told you we should have muffled his hooves.
Put it back.
Frank, please just let me take it.
I said put it back!
Frank, no!
Put the gun away. Don't be stupid, Frank.
Don't you talk to me. You, of all people. You're not fit to talk to me.
Dad,
You
don't.
Frank, drop it.
She only wants what's hers.
Oh, that's your philosophy, is it? Just walk in, take what you want.
Dark Star's my horse.
Frank, just let her take the horse.
No! I'm not going to just lie down and be walked over.
Frank, no!
I don't like thieves.
No! No!
You've hardly slept at all.
Have you?
No. Why don't you come and sit down? I made you some tea. Kim.
I'm sorry.
Why don't you drink your tea and then go back to bed, huh? Shh.
We could have been killed.
I'm sure he didn't mean to shoot.
He was aiming at us.
The gun went off by accident. Why not come back to bed and try and get some sleep?
I can't, Neil. I'm not sleepy now, anyway.
You look worn out.
I think I'll have a bath.
Yeah. You know, was planning on taking you out to dinner with some friends of mine tonight.
I couldn't face it, Neil. I just couldn't.
No, I understand. But we should do something tonight.
Why?
It's your birthday, darling.
So it is.
So, can we make it next week instead? Perhaps you'd both like to come over here. Our first dinner guests. No, it wouldn't be too much trouble. Kim would enjoy it. I'm quite sure. Thanks, Tony. Sorry to mess you about. Love to Barbara. Bye. Feeling better?
Much thanks. Who are you calling?
Tony Ferguson put off our dinner date for tonight.
Sorry to put such a damper on it.
You didn't. I understand.
Yeah, well, I'm nervous enough about meeting him anyway.
Why? Well, I thought we might ask them over here instead of going out. You'll like Tony. He owns a couple of racehorses.
Still, I'm glad I don't have to gear myself up for them tonight.
I'll take you out to dinner. Just the two of us.
Oh, I don't really feel like going out at all.
All right, then, I'll prepare dinner here.
You don't have to do that.
It's your birthday, so leave it all to me. It's, nothing special.
Oh, 10 out of 10 for presentation. I'm sorry I didn't dress for the occasion.
Bah, it's only a birthday. You look lovely.
Give me cosy evenings in any time. Thank you. Smells wonderful. Where are you going?
Get my dinner and some glasses. Don't wait for me, it'll go cold.
It's beautiful.
It's to go with the ring I gave you at Christmas.
Of course. Thank you, darling. I'm going to see what it looks like on.
Here. Let me.
Thanks. It's perfect.
Thought you'd like it. Hasn't exactly been the best birthday ever, has it?
That really doesn't matter. I'm glad I'm here. You make me very happy.
Things can only get better for us. I love you, Kim.
Where should I take him?
You brought Dark Star?
I had to. I felt sorry for the old boy.
Thanks so much, Kathy. I can't tell you how grateful I am.
I don't have much time, Kim. Les, could you unload him, please?
Thanks. Stables have been ready for ages. He'll love it. This has made my day, Kathy. You will come in for a moment, won't you?
No, I'd rather not. I've got a lot to do. As far as I'm concerned, this is the end of my responsibilities now.
Responsibilities? To whom?
To both of you. You and Frank.
Don't sound so matter-of-fact about it, Kathy.
You can't expect me to take sides, Kim. If I did,
It'd be with Frank. Even after what happened the other night?
I'm not excusing his behaviour.
I hope not.
But whose fault was it he got into that state?
How was I to know what it'd drive him to?
You might have guessed.
Had he tried to shoot me? Did you guess?
No, but I do know how much he loved you.
I couldn't help falling in love with Neil. It just happened. Might happen to you one day.
No, Chris is the only man in my life.
Yeah, well, I thought Frank was the only one in mine. But these things happen.
I didn't come here to listen to you try to justify yourself, Kim.
I thought we were friends. Surely you have some feelings for me. I mean, do you know what it's like to have your own husband try to kill you?
You must be going through hell, but so is Frank, as you've seen for yourself.
Don't go like this, Kathy.
All the horses have gone, the stables are empty, Frank's selling off the spare feed. It's finished, Kim. I don't think we have anything to say to each other anymore.
Morning.
Morning.
Everything all right?
Fine. Everything's fine. Kathy was so harsh with me.
She'll come round.
Will she? I doubt it. They're all siding with Frank. I suppose it's only natural.
Do you wish you were still back there, Kim?
Of course not.
Kim.
She was so cold, Neil. We used to be such friends.
Happy?
What do you think?
Good.
I've been thinking about tonight.
Haven't changed your mind. Tony and Barbara are looking forward to it, I promise you.
Of course not. I thought I might buy a new dress for the occasion. I want to look my best for you.
Fair enough. I'll come with you if you like.
You don't have to. There's nothing as boring as someone else's clothes shopping.
No, I'd like to. Anyway, there are a couple of shops in North Allerton Barbara swears by. I could introduce you to them.
Fine. You know, I still can't get over it. Frank cutting up most of my clothes like that.
Oh, it was relatively restrained, considering all the other things he's done.
I know, but my clothes. Almost seems like it was me who was doing it to. Well, what do you think?
Lovely. You look lovely.
Well, thank you, kind sir.
There is just one thing.
What?
No, nothing. Doesn't matter.
Yes, it does. Tell me.
Well,
It's a dress, isn't it? I knew it wasn't me, but you would insist.
it's not the dress. Those earrings, darling.
What's wrong with them?
Well, they're just a bit...
What?
well, a tad too much for the dress.
Really?
But then again, what do I know? Tell you what, why don't you wear the new ones I bought you this afternoon? I'm sure they'd be better.
If you think so.
I think it's pretty impressive, setting up your own stables from nothing. Can't have been easy.
Oh, it was fun. That's what made it easy, really.
Kim's far too modest.
By all accounts, you made a very good go of it.
Yes, I think so.
Well, I suppose you've always worked with horses, have you?
Not really, no. Not until I started up at Home Farm.
Well, I'm even more surprised.
Oh, it's something I always wanted to do, ever since I was a child. I used to read those comics, you know, the ones where all the little girls belong to a pony club.
See? I had quite a different idea.
More pudding, Barbara. Tony?
No, thank you, Neil. So what did you do then before the stables?
She was in business.
Really?
Yes, I was Frank's secretary, actually.
Frank? Oh, you mean...
Yes, that's how I met him.
Oh, I see. How interesting.
Coffee, anyone? There we are. Now, Barbara.
Thanks, Neil. So what did your people do exactly, Kim?
My mum and dad? My mum was a hairdresser.
A hairdresser? Ah, how interesting.
She was really good. Brown one.
Ah, that's art and literature.
Oh, Lord, I'm useless at those.
Right. Who wrote Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf?
Oh, I can answer that one. Tennessee Williams.
No, it wasn't. It was someone else. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, no, darling, I'm sure it's Tennessee Williams.
Shall I tell you?
No, hang on. Edward Albee.
Kim's right.
Knew it.
All right, darling, there's no need to gloat.
I really ought to go. I wouldn't want Seth to think I wasn't bothered.
I don't suppose he'll notice whether you're there or not.
Maybe not, but I want to be there. Even if I do run into Frank at the graveside.
He won't be there. He'll be far too busy getting drunk to worry about Meg's funeral.
So what are you saying then? It doesn't matter if I go or not?
No. I'm saying there's no point putting yourself through agonies over it. Well, there's one for you.
I didn't know anybody knew you lived here. Anyway, whatever you decide, I'm sure Seth will understand.
Well, I'm going, and that's all there is to it. Oh, no. Should have known he'd do something like this. How dare he? Listen to this. I'm instructed by my client to institute proceedings for divorce.
Well, that's all right, isn't it? I mean, what did you expect?
Hang on. It is my client's understanding that in view of your admitted adultery with Mr. Neil Kincaid, the petition will remain uncontested on your part.
Darling.
I would be happy to have your confirmation on this point in order that proceedings may be expedited in the shortest possible time. Can you believe this?
Darling, I know it's upsetting, but it's what we wanted, isn't it? Get the whole thing over and done with as soon as we can.
Like this?
Well, I still don't understand why you're so upset. You knew this would happen.
It's not the divorce he's bothered about. He couldn't care less who petitions who. Just wants to make damn sure I don't get my hands on any money.
Well, yes, but darling,
He's
the
in for
money
a surprise, Neil. You needn't think I'm going to give in without a fight.
Hello, Kim. It's good to see you. Listen, do you want to come and sit with us? We're quite a crowd.
Oh, thanks, Sarah. A bit of a twit at my own.
Didn't expect to see you, really.
No, but I've always liked Seth, and I wouldn't have wanted to miss it.
Thanks, Sarah.
Looks awful, Sarah.
Yeah, not so good.
Makes you think, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Excuse me. I didn't think you'd have the nerve to turn up here today.
Really?
Especially without the boyfriend.
Let me pass, will you? I want to go home.
It's home now, is it?
Yes.
Well. How things do change, don't they?
Yes.
You got my letter, I take it?
I heard from your solicitor, if that's what you mean.
Oh, good. So you'll be in touch soon?
I won't be, but my solicitor will. You can be sure of that.
I wish you hadn't.
But I'm glad I did. So was Seth, he was sweet. But I'm damned if I'm going to wall myself in here, frightened to go out because of Frank.
Oh, I should have come with you.
I don't need a minder, Neil. I can look after myself.
Kim, let me help, will you?
I'm sorry. I'm upset and angry.
Yes, I know. I understand, believe me. Hmm? Let's try and be calm about it, shall we?
Okay, sorry.
I mean, he can't threaten you. Anyway, he wants a divorce, Kim. Well, so do we, don't we?
Oh, yes?
And we're living together quite openly, so the grounds are clear.
Yes.
So there's no problem, is there? I mean, he's right. If you don't defend it, it'll go through in a few weeks.
Yes, but if I don't fight it, there'll be no settlement. I won't get a penny from Frank.
But you don't need it, Kim. I've got as much as Frank. More, far more.
Neil.
I'm sorry, Kim, if it sounds like I'm trying to buy you off him or something.
You said it.
But I'm just saying that I can give you everything you need. I want to. It's luck, that's all. But it means that you don't need Frank's money.
You don't understand, Neil.
Well, of course I do.
This isn't about you or Frank or how much money you're worth. This is about me, my worth. I put years into that business. I stood by him when he nearly went bankrupt. I put money into it. It's not just the alimony I'm after or half the house. It's my share of the business. I'm entitled to it. I'm going to fight for it.
Everything all right?
Fine.
Who are you talking to?
Sorry?
On the phone.
I take it is all right to use your telephone.
That's not what I meant, darling. You all right?
Fine. I'm taking Dark Star out for a long ride.
It's the divorce petition, isn't it? do wish you'd change your mind about contesting it.
Why on earth should I do something like that?
Because you can have anything you want from me. I can provide for us both. Forget about Frank.
This is about self-respect, Neil. My self-respect. I'm not being mercenary. I just want what's rightfully mine.
Think about it, darling. Frank's going to drag your name through the muck and make you look a fool. You know that, don't you?
I've made my decision. It's a matter of principle. Can't you see that?
I don't want to see your character assassinated by Frank in a court of law. You've suffered enough. We have to build our future now.
I'm sorry. Before I begin to build any sort of future for myself or for us, Frank has to give me what is rightfully mine.
This could turn out to be very messy.
I don't care. It's Metty's match if he thinks he can walk all over me. I will get what I'm entitled to.
But at what price, darling? Frank's going to play dirty to try and protect what he thinks is his. You'll be humiliated in public.
Yeah, well, two can play at that game.
Nice ride.
Yeah, lovely, thanks.
Look, Kim. I'm sorry.
So am I. Forget it.
You do know I am anxious to avoid a showdown, don't you?
Oh, I know. The Kincaids, especially your mother, would hate a scandal.
It isn't that at all. I've only your interests at heart. Honestly.
Okay, Neil, I accept that. But I can't see what's wrong with fighting for what I believe to be right.
Well, I agree. I also think you're both approaching it from the wrong angle.
What do you mean?
You need professional advice.
I've had professional advice from my solicitor.
You need better advice, then.
Oh?
Yes. That's why I've arranged an appointment for you with my solicitor.
You've done what?
Please don't be cross. He's a charming old boy. He'll see to it that this whole unpleasant business is treated with the minimum amount of publicity and fuss.
I've told you, Neil, I've got a solicitor, an expert in divorce.
Please, just see him. Speak to him.
You really do dread making public spectacles, don't you?
Only because I'm concerned about you. Good. I'm sorry, Kim. It's really stupid of me. I don't know how I could have left my wallet at home. I haven't got a penny on me.
It's all right. I don't have enough cash. I've got my card. Looks like the card. Would you like a car wash as well? I'll treat you.
I'm sorry, your card's not authorised.
What? Why not?
I can't accept it.
This is ridiculous. I have money in my account.
I'm sorry, you'll have to talk to your bank.
I don't believe it. Here.
Thanks. Yeah, that's fine.
Very odd.
Yeah, well, my bank manager's going to feel very odd after I've spoken to him. Yes, well, in future, I suggest you tell all your customers about changes like this. Yes, I'll be in tomorrow. Fine. Bye.
The bank? What'd they say?
The card is no longer valid.
Is it out of date?
Oh, no. It's not past its sell-by date. It's the account that's the problem. Our joint account.
Yes.
Frank went in a couple of days ago, withdrew all the money, and closed the account.
Of course, in the long run, it won't make any difference. The divorce will sort out its financial obligations to you.
You might at least have told me you'd closed the account. I could have been stuck miles from anywhere without any money. Perhaps that's what he wanted.
Perhaps. Are there any more joint accounts?
No, we only had the one for household expenses. It's just so embarrassing.
This does prove a point, you know.
What point?
Well, until you know exactly where you stand financially, you're going to need a little bit of help. I wish you'd let me give you that help.
You mean support me?
We're together, after all. I want to look after you. Help you.
You've got to see it from my side.
I know.
I can look after myself. And while I'm cutting the ties with Frank, I just want to be, well, a bit careful about making others too soon. You do understand?
Yes. Yes, of course I do. Anyway, the offer's still there anytime you want.
Thank you. I'll remember. Well, you'd better move. You'll be late for that meeting.
Okay. I'm on my way.
What time will you be back?
I shouldn't be later than 6. I thought I'd drop in on Mother.
Well, I could do that.
No. Won't take long. Bye-bye.
See you.
Kim, I am sorry to be this late.
Where have you been? I was getting really worried. You said 6 o'clock.
I know, I'm sorry. Is dinner completely ruined?
No, luckily for you. So, how was the meeting? It must have been a struggle to take this long.
No, it went very well. I think I finally got them to see sense.
Well, if it wasn't the meeting, then what did keep you?
Oh, well, it was Mother, actually. I dropped in to see her on the way back and I couldn't get away.
Oh, why didn't you phone? I could have joined you. I hadn't seen her for a while.
I didn't think.
Oh, well, nothing spoiled.
I am sorry. Am I forgiven?
Of course. I'll go and get ready for dinner. Then you can tell me all about the meeting.
Thursday.
You, could have brought your mother round for dinner tonight.
Oh, she's not one for going out at night very much. Gets rather tired.
When I met her with Frank, she seemed very fit.
During the day, yes, but at night she does get tired.
It's funny. She hasn't been here since I moved in.
She respects other people's privacy.
You don't think she's avoiding me?
No, of course not.
Well, why don't you give her a call? Ask her round for a drink. It's only 8 o'clock.
I don't think that would be a very good idea.
Why not?
To tell the truth, I have asked her to come over here and meet you.
And what did she say?
She won't. She doesn't think I should be seeing you, and she doesn't think you should be here. Darling, I've tried to make her change her mind. It's useless, so let's just forget it, shall we?
Forget it?
Look, my mother's a stubborn woman. She'll come round in the end. I don't want to upset her by pushing too hard.
But you don't mind upsetting me?
That's not fair. She's old. She doesn't understand. I thought you would.
Oh, I think I do. You'd rather upset me than her.
Darling, you'll always come first with me.
You sure it's only your mother you're worried about?
Well, what do you mean? Of course it is.
We haven't seen any of your friends since we met Tony and Barbara.
We had a nice enough evening with them.
Yes, and you were enjoying it until I told them that I used to be just a secretary. It was written all over your face.
Kim, you're being ridiculous.
And to admit my mother was a hairdresser. Well, you certainly went down in Barbara and Tony's estimation, didn't you? Poor Neil, going out with a common secretary.
This is all just nonsense.
Oh, come on, Neil. You're scared what your good friends are saying behind your back. You're ashamed of me.
Hi. Doing anything?
Not a lot.
Good. Don't. We're going out later. I've just got the odd phone call to make.
Where are we going?
If I told you, it wouldn't be a surprise.
What sort of surprise?
Wait and see. Damned cleaner. Why can't she leave things where they are? I'll have to get rid of her.
That was me, actually.
Oh. Oh, well, never mind. She's a real busybody anyway. I'm sure she spies on me from Mother, not to mention the village gossips.
Look, I'm quite capable of doing a bit of housework if you want to sack her.
Oh, hardly, Kim. That would really set the tongues wagging if I had you cleaning up after me.
What is it?
I rather hoped you'd recognize it. It's a stable yard.
I know it's a stable yard, Neil, but what are we doing here?
What do you think of it?
Very nice, I suppose.
Nearly 14 acres.
It's a good size. Plenty of room for an indoor school.
Well, that's what I thought. And an exercise pool. You could go over on the far side.
They're expensive things to build.
Let's have a look inside. Come on. What do you think?
They're nice stables, Neil.
Well, they could be even better.
Yes, place has definitely got potential. Let's go, shall we?
Don't you want to look around? I mean, really look around.
What's the point? By the time I get my settlement, this'll have long gone.
Ah, but you don't have to wait for your settlement, do you?
Of course I do.
Just tell me,
Do you like this place?
Well, yes. Yes, they're good stables.
Good.
What's this?
The deeds to this yard.
You've bought it.
Yeah, for you. I knew you'd fall in love with the place. Kim, don't be silly. By the time you get your settlement, this place could be sold.
That's a risk I'll have to take.
Darling, be reasonable.
No! I don't want it.
You said yourself it's got potential. You could make it work. I know you could.
But I'd be doing it with your money, not mine.
The money means nothing.
Funny. That's what Frank said when he helped me set up in business. The money meant everything to him in the end.
How many times do I have to tell you? I am not Frank.
The circumstances are the same.
These deeds belong to you.
I'm sorry, Neil. This is my business, my life, my choice. And my answer's no.
Come on, Chaz. We get a bigger return if we put it in the building society. Just do it, Chaz, okay?
How do these look?
Sorry?
The flowers?
They're fine. A bit further to the left, I think.
So, who's that?
My so-called investments director. You'll have to go.
You can be a bit terrifying sometimes, you know?
Terrifying.
Ruthless. You make up your mind and that's it. Discussion's over.
Nonsense.
Is it? You won't talk to me about the stables.
But you're being ridiculous.
There you are.
I went to a great deal of trouble to buy the best stables available in the area, and you won't even consider it.
You should have talked about it before you bought it.
It was a present, Kim. That's all. Because I love you, I wanted to make you happy.
You do.
Then take my present.
Neil, listen to me. For a long time, I've had to put up with people saying that I married Frank for his money.
Well, so show them it's not true. Don't ask him for anything.
And live off you instead? What will that look like? As soon as I found somebody with more money than Frank, I threw him over? No thanks.
I know that's not true.
Well, what about your friends? Your mother?
Ah, my mother will come round.
Maybe. But that's not the point. It's not Frank's money I'm after. It's mine. Without me, Frank would have gone out of business. I kept him going. And I'm going to get what's mine. It's as simple as that.
I shouldn't bother about dinner tonight if I were you.
Oh? Dining with your mother tonight?
No, I'm taking you out.
In public?
I thought I'd surprise you. We'll be eating with some friends.
I wish you'd asked me about things like this.
You'll love them. They're just the sort of people you'll get on with.
According to whom?
Kim, you need to widen your social circle. Trust me. I know about these things.
I think the very least you could have done is discuss it with me.
I just wanted to prove to you that what you said about me, being ashamed of you, it isn't true.
So who are these friends of yours?
They're not my friends, they're our friends.
Oh, really?
Wear something nice, huh? Bye.
Hello? Kim? Joe! It's good to hear you. How long have you been back?
A day or so. Just one day in harness, I'm glad to say.
So how are you?
Fine, fine. And you?
I'm fine.
Truthfully?
How did you find Frank?
Don't change the subject.
No, I'd like to know. There's no one else I can ask. Is he still drinking?
I believe he is.
It's a real mess, isn't it, Joe?
Kim, these things happen. Life goes on. I mean, look at me. Now, you going to tell me how you are, or do I have to guess?
Why don't we meet up for a drink?
Fine. How about lunchtime today?
Suits me.
Do you know the flag at Connalton?
Connalton? What's wrong with the Woolpack?
Nothing, I just thought...
I wouldn't want to be seen in there.
The Woolpack is fine by me if it's fine by you.
I'm not going to start avoiding the people I know. I've done nothing to be ashamed of.
Enough practice, isn't he? Oh, Kim. What a nice surprise. Well, what can I get you?
Gin and tonic, please, Alan.
Hello, Kim. What brings you this way?
It's not unknown, Carol. I do live round here.
It's good to see you, Mrs. Tate.
Thank you, Seth. It's good to see you.
And what folk do is their own business, that's what I always say.
Seth.
That's what I believe.
There you are. You on your own?
For now.
Hi. Been waiting long?
No.
Drink?
No, thanks.
Alan, pint, please.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
No smoke without fire.
Mind your own business.
What did I say?
So, what you got to say for yourself?
Not a lot these days, Joe. Not a lot of people who seem to want to listen.
I'm listening. Everything all right with you and Neil?
I suppose so.
You just suppose so?
He took me out the other day, showed me some stables he'd bought.
And?
He'd bought them for me. Even had plans drawn up for development. Really put him out when I refused to take them on.
I thought he knew you better than that.
Yeah, you and me both. He wants me to be dependent on him, Joe. I've never been dependent on anyone in my life. Not even Frank.
Well, maybe he just likes to buy you things. How fellas are. Once he realises you're not impressed.
I just thought I'd bring this over.
Alan?
Is everything all right?
Yes, thank you.
I've decided to go on a Mediterranean cruise.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yes, I thought I'd go and book it this afternoon.
You'll enjoy the break.
Yes. well, if there's anything you need.
Thank you.
It's more than that, Joe. He wants to change me. I know he does. He wants me to fit in with his way of life, and I just can't.
Can I ask you one thing? Do you love him?
Would I have gone through hell if I didn't?
Well, if you love him, you'll find a way around this. You'll find some sort of compromise.
I'm not prepared to make compromises, Joe. Not anymore.
Hello.
Yeah.
I got home early.
So I see.
I was wondering where you were.
I decided to go out.
You didn't say you were going anywhere.
I didn't know I was going anywhere till I decided to go out this morning.
Oh. That'll explain it, then.
Explain what?
Your tendency to vanish to places without telling me.
I wasn't aware I needed your permission to go out.
I was worried about you.
I'll tell you what. Next time I decide to go out, I'll leave you a note with directions as to where I might be found.
Really, Kim, there's no need to be so defensive.
I feel defensive, and I'm just wondering why I should.
Might it have to do with where you've been?
I doubt it.
Where have you been?
I was in the Woolpack having a drink with Joe Sugden.
The Woolpack? Do you think that was wise?
What are you talking about?
Kim, you know the way things are at the moment. What's the point in drawing attention to yourself?
And what would you have me do? Hide myself away in a Siberian salt mine until my divorce is settled?
No, of course not. I'm just asking you to be a little more cautious, that's all.
Cautious?
Half the afternoon in the pub. What were you doing there all that time?
Having fun. Being myself. We need to talk.
I tend to agree. Where do we start?
Look, I'm sorry if I sounded a bit ungrateful about the stables.
Well, I should have approached you first. But I did so want to see your face when you realized it was yours.
But you do understand.
Now that you've had time to think about it, it wasn't such a bad idea, was it?
Neil, you're not listening to me. I can't just accept the stables as a gift.
But you just said.
What I'm trying to say is I might take them on. But it would have to be on my terms. I would like you to agree that I pay you back the cost once the business is established.
Are you serious?
Either that or we become partners. What do you say?
That's what you want. And I can't help feeling it would be so much easier if you just accepted them as a gift. Be good. I'll see you tonight about 8-ish.
You will give a thought to what I said about the stables.
Yes, I will. In the meantime, give them a call.
What's this?
Company of architects. I've agreed to do the renovation work.
You've agreed? When will you ever listen to me? This has got to be a joint venture or you can count me out.
Come on, darling, just go and look at the plans.
What plans?
They're jolly good. I've also asked them to make a scale model of how the place will look.
And when did you ask them?
I was there yesterday.
But I told you I didn't want the stables.
But all that's changed, hasn't it?
Well, yes, about an hour ago.
So what's the problem?
The problem is you were still having meetings with the architects.
Yes.
Knowing that I wasn't interested.
Ah, but I know something you didn't.
What?
I know you. I knew you'd come round in the end.
Since we've been living together, I've seen a completely different side to you.
That's always the case. You should know that. There's always a period of adjustment.
I know, but usually for both parties.
You mean he's not budging?
It's as though he has this vision of me as something I'm not. And I'm expected to live up to this image.
Have you tried talking to him?
No good. I love him, but I'm not going to sacrifice myself as a person. He doesn't seem to hear me. He doesn't seem to see me sometimes.
It must be difficult, though, for someone who's used to having their own way.
It's difficult for me as well, Joe.
I'm just trying to see both sides.
I just resent what he's trying to do to me.
Well, I don't know what to advise, then.
I don't really need advice, Joe. I think I know what I have to do.
Hello.
You're early?
You're worth rushing back for.
Really? How was your day?
Not bad. Did you call in at the architects?
Let's get this sorted once and for all, Neil. I have no intention of ever calling in at your architects.
What?
Okay, I know the stables were meant to be a gift, but did it ever cross your mind to ask me what I actually thought of them?
Well, I did.
Only once it was all signed, sealed, and delivered. Even when I told you I didn't want them. You ignored me. You still went ahead behind my back.
You're being ridiculous.
Don't you ever listen to me. Do you care what I say or think?
You know I do.
I don't know anything of the sort. Seems to me you care more about what your mother feels and thinks. Doesn't matter what I think.
That's just not true.
Isn't it? Then why don't you ever bring her round here when I ask you to? Because she looks upon me as some sort of social embarrassment. So do you.
This is all nonsense.
Please, don't insult me. You tell me what to wear? You choose my earrings? Frown at me when I tell your friends that my mother was a hairdresser? Oh, how awful to be seen in public with this common secretary. You are so ashamed of me, aren't you?
I am not ashamed of you.
And I'm not an idiot. But don't worry, Neil. It's all right. You don't need to be ashamed anymore. Because I'm leaving you.